You know, sometimes you go out and do some sourcing at thrift stores and you have awesome days. You find a lot of good stuff and it's priced well and no flaws and all that. And then you have days like today where mistakes are made. I went to Goodwill today and I was there for an hour, 1:30 to 2:30. Looking back at what I got today, I wouldn't say that I'm too happy with what I got. I did get 13 items, paid around $80 for it. And today was one of those days where I took a chance on a lot of brands. Well, not a lot, but a couple of brands that weren't familiar. Sometimes those risks pay off and sometimes they don't, like today. And those risks can be a lot more risky if you're a reseller like me who likes to shop based on instinct rather than looking up every single item to make sure that it's a good sell. First thing I spotted were these Merrell Sneakers. They're pretty dirty. Well, one of the dirtiest sneakers that I've gotten. But, you know, overall, they're not too dirty. I can definitely clean these up. And I mentioned before that I do like to clean shoes. I watch Netflix and stuff when I do that. So, not too bad for me. The soles are only moderately worn. And it's pretty intact all throughout. These are size 7 women's. The only thing is that this thread here is coming out, but I can just, when there are loose threads like this on shoes, I usually just take a lighter to it and melt it. And most people don't notice, and I'll still note it in the listing, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue for these shoes. I also found a second pair of shoes while I was there. These are SAS, or San Antonio shoes. These are like slip-on tassel loafers in sort of a tan color, leather upper. The soles are they're not clean, but they're not worn too much. SAS has done pretty well for me. SAS is one of those brands that I will pick up if I see it, as long as it's not damaged or really worn. Now for the 11 items that I got. First men's item that I found is this Columbia sweater vest. I pass on a lot of Columbia stuff that, it's just like basic stuff, but this is 100% Shetland wool, which is why I picked this up, despite being very simple. This thing cost $6.99 and there are no flaws. So, thought that was a good pickup. Next is first time finding this brand out in the wild, Ted Baker, London. It's a very comfortable feeling, a little bit of stretch to it, polo shirt. It has this contrasting plaid or like a gingham check collar, no flaws. Oh, this is a size 6. I don't know what that translates to. I would have to look that up on the Ted Baker website, but this cost $4.99. Next is also this first time finding this brand in the wild, Untuckit. These shirts are meant to be worn untucked, hence the name. Baby blue gingham check sort of pattern, double XL, 100% cotton. And it costs $4.99. This shirt, I wasn't sure if I wanted to pick it up. It's Theory. The label looks like an older Theory label. It's size large, and it costs $4.99. It's like a dark gray base with either like a silver or light gray stripe design. I don't know if I can actually get much for this, despite Theory retailing for a lot. The resale value doesn't seem to hold up. Another dress shirt that I found, this one is probably my first mistake of the day. brand is Savile. It's a wrinkle-free broadcloth cotton polyester blend. It's like a purple, dark lavender sort of purple, but it's actually a very tiny check pattern with purple and pink threading. Dress shirts, Savile. I don't think this brand will sell well. So it might take a while for it to sell, and it might only sell for $10.15. This one I think was a solid pickup. J. Jill, which I tend to pass on these days, but this is a Love Linen essential shirt, 100% linen for women, in a nice coral, salmon-esque color. No flaws. It's a very nice basic to have, and 100% linen. Even though we're heading into winter, this will probably have to wait until the spring before I list it, but I really like this shirt. It feels good. This one cost $4.99 as well. So that's it for the dress shirts. I went through like the t-shirts in the activewear area. I found the first time I'm finding Nike Pro Combat. And I know that Thrift to Life, the YouTube channel, he likes Nike Pro Combat quite a bit. So I was happy to find this and give it a shot. It's a fitted XL, sleeveless, exercise workout athletic shirt. And it cost $6.99. Also found this Nike. This one is just Nike Pro line. Nike Pro, and it's extra large. I think this one is a women's because it's pretty small for a men's extra large, because I'm normally a small or an extra small. So nice color. It's like a red with a little bit of pink under it, or undertones, so it's like almost like a coral but brighter. Good athletic shirt, long sleeve. Got this for $6.99 as well. These next two items that I got are probably the two that I regret the most. These two brands were not familiar to me, but I ended up getting them anyway just to take a risk. Halifax Traders, extra large women's windbreaker kind of jacket. It has a vented back, and it's very lightweight. Also has a pocket, a zipper pocket along the lower back. It's like a lumbar pocket. But Halifax Traders I don't think is a good brand. I didn't find much about it online. Despite this only costing $5.75, that's the reason why I decided to try it out, because jackets are usually $12 to $16 at my Goodwill, so I thought this might be worth trying. But that might come back and bite me in the butt, because I might only get 10 or 15 for this. We'll see. And the other big mistake is this Carole Little blazer jacket, but it's really, I don't know, it's just a jacket with like a black and white pattern to it. It's $7.95, which is a lot cheaper than the other jackets at that Goodwill. And also the shell is 100% silk. It's actually really soft and comfortable. So that's why I picked it up thinking I could get maybe 30 for it based on the material. I've never heard of the brand, to be honest. And when I looked it up, it didn't seem like, when I looked it up when I got home, it didn't seem like it's a very good brand. So I'm not sure if I can get 30 for this. I know that a lot of people like to look up brands or like find all the bolos on YouTube and stuff like that to memorize, but honestly for me, I find that making these mistakes is the only way that I can actually learn and commit those things to memory. So now that I've purchased Carole Little, I know I have that in my mind, whereas I've heard millions of bolos on YouTube and on the web and everywhere else, and I just forget about those things. Like I'm not happy to make these mistakes, but I do think that it's important to make these mistakes. So I'm not too bummed about it, just a little bit. The last thing I bought when I was going through when I was heading out to leave, I spotted this label in the denim rack. It's a buckle denim, Peyton straight leg jeans, size 27R, and it's distressed a bit on the front, not as distressed in the back, just the back pockets really. I did pick up some buckle the other day. I haven't listed those yet, but I could probably get 25 for this, maybe 20. Based on the sell-through, I think they'll all sell pretty quickly within a few weeks. So I spent about $80, and this should all turn into, if it all sells, maybe like $200 to $300. Not the best, but it's still good enough for me. And yeah, that's the end of this thrift haul. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.